greetings, it's Nancy, and I'm back to work on this lacy patchworky journal. Whoops, I have to put a spine in this thing. You can see that I have appliqued down all of the lace edges, so they're not going to flip-flop around, but I'm just going to move this out of the way so I can put this spine in. Hope your day's going well. I just got home from work. I had a call this morning from the fire department asking me to call when I had a minute. Okay, so when I got home I called the fire department, and the fire alarm system is beeping in my basement, so they need to have someone come out and fix that. So I'm not going anywhere until a technician comes and stops the beep. So for a spine, I just cut 2 pieces of file folder, glued them together using Fabri-Tac, and wrap them around my rolling pin to dry. Okay. So I have marked the halfway point there so I can line up the halfways. Okay. Not too worried about glue seeping because I will be covering everything with fabric, so no one will ever see it. So I'm just going to hold it for a minute. Looks like it got off the mark just a smidger. So hold it another minute. So I'm thinking about the next steps. So I found a smaller doily. What I'd like to do, honestly, is embroider a title for the journal on here. So that's one thing I want to work on. And I'm wondering what other kinds of embellishments I'd like to add, whether I want to add some slow stitches or some buttons. looks good. Okay, I'm just gonna let you rest somewhere else. I don't have a flat surface to put it on. Oh man. Okay. So one thing I know for sure is I'm going to have to back this with something because you can see right through it. So maybe I'll cut a circle of, well, I'm sure I have some fabric around here somewhere. I betcha, betcha. Okay. Trying to think what I could use for a template. What about the inside of my tape? That's not pretty perfect, I don't think. Well, it does have to be smaller. Gel medium? Gel medium, anyone? Oh, hang on, he's home. Sorry about that. The technician came to fix that fire alarm thing. But while I was messing around, I couldn't get a circle the right size, because if it was too big, then it was covering the eyelets, and then it was too small. And, so I came up with a new idea. I want this to go like that. Like that. Now, I took my big shot here, and I have a die to make a teacup. So I just glued a little bit of fabric onto just plain printer paper, and it's got some lines here so I know where that's been impressed by the die, so I can do a little embroidery there. So I'm going to just put this little teacup down. My plan was to embroider something like that on there, but I think I'm still going to put "Let's have tea" on here. What do you think? Is that silly? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to do it. So, A couple things we can do. If you have a, oh, we talked about this not too long ago. Oh no, we didn't. That was a different project. If you have a water-soluble marker, or where's my friction pen? If you have one of these friction pens, Frixion, if you write on fabric with a friction pen and touch it with a hot iron, it will completely evaporate or become invisible. With this water erasable marker, I just sort of take a paper towel that's been dampened with hot water, and then sort of blot it where I've got the marker, and it is gone. So I thought, I think I will got glue all over me. And then I will okay. So that will go right about there. And then I'll applique that on. I'll have to sort of figure it out on the book itself where it's going to be centered. Okay. Now in terms of this other stitching I'm going to do, I don't know yet. I have no idea. I think that's something that's going to be sort of ad-libbed, ad hoc. Okay, I'm gonna move you. Okay, now I know that the spine I want is going to be, I'm just making the inside guts here. It's going to be 8 1/4. About 1 7/8 inches ish. Give or take. And so it's 48. I like it when it's an odd number better. So I'm going to make it 49 millimeters. That way. Okay, so the midpoint of 49 is 25. And I'm not going to do them 5 millimeters apart. I'm going to do them a 1/4 of an inch apart. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Just spread them out a little extra. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these lines represent the lines that I'm going to sew my 7 signatures to. These lines represent where the holes will be poked. So where this line I'm drawing now crosses over the horizontal lines, I'll poke holes. Okay, so sort of want to spread the next couple of lines equally, so we have 6 3/4. Oh, that's not right. Three. And 5. So about 1 1/4 inches. I'm going to go with 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to measure 1 1/4 inches from the first line. And then another 1 1/4 inches. Good enough. Okay. Now I can cut this. And I'll use this template to poke holes through the signature for sewing. Okay. Okay, now I want to glue this to some fabric. Yesterday I said I wanted to do the striped fabric for the inside cover. I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with this, and that way I can use more fabric to, you know, like pattern fabric to do decorations and stuff. Okay. So I like to kind of keep it centered. So 1, 2.5, so 1.25 inches. And I'll use fabric glue, of course, to glue this template. Now, one of the worries is the glue will seep through to the other side of the fabric. So I'm going to use this silicone brush, makeup brush, to sort of spread it out. Okay. I'm just going to put that away. Okay, this I will need to, before I cut the fabric for the inside covers, I like to cut paper from like a brown paper shopping bag, and then wrap the fabric around each piece. So I need to iron this first, do some measuring, cut my paper, and how much time have we? So I think I will do that off camera. I'll come back tomorrow and give you an update on where I am with my journal. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.